All right. I think we are ready to go. All right, so hello everyone. Welcome to the International Virtual Drift Championship Season 3, Round 5. Today we have Red Ring as our track. Definitely a very, let's say, not that much of a fast track, but definitely requires some skill. Right now, Group 1 is having some training, and we will be starting shortly. Now over with, and Group 1 is going to start shortly with people going up to the line. Now we have P. Roberto to the line. Let's see how this goes for Roberto. And he is given the go-ahead, and off he goes. Very aggressive initiation, very nice into outside zone 2. A little bit of left foot brake on outside zone 3. Very nice on outside zone 4. Into outside zone 5 he goes. 7 and 8. Very nice so far from Roberto. Maybe making a few mistakes, but other than that, definitely a very solid run for Roberto. Everything has went to plan. I'm guessing Roberto is definitely going to be very happy with his result, as the judges are now judging. And off he goes for his second run. Another very aggressive initiation going along the edge of the track. Inside he goes, transitioning into the outside. Very nice so far. Definitely a solid run. Going to put some points on the table. Very nice. Definitely a clean, aggressive run from Roberto, and a 360 to finish off. Definitely very nice. Sorry if I'm coughing a lot. I'm a little bit sick, as you guys can probably hear from my voice and stuff, so my apologies. A 52 and 50 for Roberto. It's definitely not a 0, but not a lot as well. Now Lubos Moravec at the line, and off he goes. Ooh, into the what's it called? Into the no-go zone he goes, which is definitely sad. That possibly renders him a 0. Definitely a very sloppy run, nonetheless. Moravec not going to be happy with what he's done there. Yep, a 0 as 3 wheels have went off the track. Let's hope before his second run he does not go into the no-go zone as well. And off he goes once more. As he transitions into outside 1, misses a little bit of outside zone 1. Takes that clip and next. Going pretty well for Lubos so far, and not the best. Definitely missing a lot of the clipping zones, so, and into the no-go zone he went as well, possibly with 2 wheels. Might render him another 0, but maybe not. And for his second run, Moravec got 30 points. Definitely not the best, but at least it's not a 0. Now Alexei to the start line. And a very nice looking M2 G87 BMW. Definitely one of the more unique designs on the grid today. And off he goes. Ooh, very sloppy initiation. Judges are not going to be happy with that. Going through the track, going along. That's it, 7. Definitely one of the more sloppy runs today. Definitely not the best, but not sure if this will put any points. Yep, 0 for Alexei so far. Let's hope his second run is going to be a little bit better. And to the start line he goes. He's given the go-ahead, and off he goes. A little bit better of an initiation. Ooh, going almost straight, just about saving it, but I think the judges might count that as unchaseable because there was pretty much no angle. Other than that, he's taking heavy clipping zone as he should, maybe going 1 wheel onto the no-go zone. Definitely not the best, but $57 for Alexei on his second run. Now Alexander Lazarenko, my bad. Also a very unique car, an E30. I've not seen any of those this season. And off he goes. Almost a backwards entry for his initiation, if not a backwards entry, almost going 90 degrees. But taking every clipping zone as he should, not doing any major mistakes. So what the judges want to see. Going almost 2 wheels off track, putting him very much offline, which is very unfortunate, and going 2 wheels into the no-go zone from what I saw. Definitely pretty unfortunate. He's either going to get a lot of points deducted or 0. 25 for his first run. Let's hope he doesn't do the same mistakes. And off he goes again into initiation. Very shallow on the angle, missing outside zone 2. Inside, I mean. Taking these clipping zones. Almost going 2 wheels off track once more. It takes... Ooh. Definitely unfortunate as he almost over-rotated but just about saves it. But that might count as unchaseable, as if you're chasing that and he put on that much angle, I think you would most likely crash. Definitely going to get massive point deduction for that, if not a 0. 26 points for Lazarenko, which is definitely unfortunate. Now the final driver for Group 1, Jakub Bartko. Let's see how this goes for Bartko for his first run. And off he goes, clutch kicking into initiation. Very nice on initiation, missing the first inner clip as well as missing the second one. Taking the outer zones and taking the other outer zones, taking inside 7, going into outside 8, taking them as well as he can, taking outside zone 9 and 10 very well as well. Definitely a few mistakes on his run. Let's hope he can correct them by taking more of the clipping zones, as he definitely missed a few. Now as he's at the line, waiting for his second run. 68 for his first. Definitely not bad. Let's see how it goes now. Very clean initiation. Taking first inside, but missing the second one. Taking outside zone 6, inside 7, and outside 8 very nicely. Taking inside 9 and 10 also very well. This is probably one of the best runs today. From my eyes, that is. Maybe the judges think otherwise, but I believe that that was better than his first run. Still made a few mistakes, of course missing that one clipping zone, but other than that, definitely solid. 63. I would have gave at least a 70, but that's Group 1 over with, and Group 2 is going to start shortly. All right, Group 2 is now getting ready bit by bit, having a few minutes of practice time. And I'll get back to you shortly when their runs are going to start. It's now stopped, and drivers are soon going to be called to the line. Bortnikov Sergey to the start line. Let's see how Bortnikov's first run is going to go. Had a lot of practice with this dude and definitely could put down a solid lead line. Let's just hope works out for him in his first run. Missing the second inside zone, but taking outside very nicely. Going into 7th inside and 8th outside. Definitely doing a very nice job. In the beginning of his run, maybe he did a few mistakes. But other than that, a very nice run from Bortnikov. And he's now at the start line, waiting for the go-ahead. 68 for his first run, and off he goes for his second. See how this goes. Definitely a very nice initiation. Taking inside zone 1 and 2 very nicely. Into outside 3. And 4. Going into 6. 7. Very nice so far from Bortnikov. Definitely one of the better runs I've seen today. Even from practice. This is probably one of the best I've seen today, as I said. Hopefully gets a lot of points. And a 75 for his second run. Kevin Ostatek going to the start line in a very good looking GR86. Let's see how this goes for Kevin. And off he goes for his first run. A little bit shallow on initiation, maybe a little bit more angle, or slowing down a lot into the 7th inside he goes, and into the 8th. To 9 and 10 very nicely. 0 for Kevin for his first run. Definitely for that slowing down, and into first zone he goes, into the second and third inside lip, now into the fourth outside zone. Definitely a little bit shallow there. Very nice into the 8th he goes now. Ooh, putting a few wheels off track and missing the 9th outside zone. A little bit shallow on the 10th as well. Definitely a few mistakes from Kevin. 32 points for Kevin Ostertek. Which is very disappointing nonetheless. Now Nathan going to the start line. Also, sorry guys if I'm mixing up the clipping zones, as the configuration for me is still a little bit confusing, so I sometimes get behind on the clipping zone numbers, so that is my bad. Alright, as Nathan goes for his first run. A very aggressive initiation, but just a little bit shallow on final first zone. And after it goes into the 5th and 6th clipping zones, going into 7th, and just about missing 8th, taking it just a little bit, and a very nice into 9th and 10th clipping zones. Definitely a few mistakes, but let's hope he knows what to do better now. 78 for Nathan for his first run. Now off he goes for his second run. Let's see how this goes. Just about making it to the second and third inside zone, going into 4. Very nice. Now into 5th and 6th, also a little bit shallow. Also a little bit shallow on the 7th. Taking 8th just about into 9th and 10th very nicely. Definitely a very equal run, and a 360 to finish off. I am guessing he's pretty happy with his result. Now let's see how much he got for his second run. Judges are taking a little while. Maybe watching a few replays. Maybe he did a few mistakes. Brakes where he didn't need to, maybe, or pulled the handbrake. An 81 for Nathan, putting him in P1 for qualifying so far. He's definitely going to be happy with that result. And now Howard goes to the start line. And off he goes into initiation first, but a little bit sloppy there. Taking second and third very nicely, going into 4th on the edge of the track, but maybe went a little bit too aggressive, as 5th and 6th were definitely very shallow. Very nicely on 8th, hitting the rev limiter aggressively then. Ooh, 0, which is unfortunate. Let's hope B. Howard gets a better run for his second lap. And off he goes. And very nice in those 2 clipping zones. Into 5th and 6th he goes. Definitely better than his first run. Going into 8th. definitely will put some points on the board. A 60 for Behoud for his second run, and a 0 for his first. Let's hope that is enough for him to get through qualifying. Now, Mikali to the start line. A very nice looking Toyota Mark II JZX90. Also one of the more unique cars on the grid. And now, as he waits, and off he goes. Very nice into initiation, just about taking the second inside zone, taking the third very nicely, now into fourth, also very nice, a little bit shallow on fifth, taking sixth very nicely, taking seventh and eighth also very nicely, going into ninth and 10th, also taking them as he should. Also one of the more better runs today. A 75 for his first run. Let's hope he goes a little bit more aggressive. And let's hope he gets some more points for his second run. And off he goes. Ooh, a 0 as he straightens out. Not doing initiation as he should, which is definitely sad. Now Andrei Skuratov to the start line. And off goes Andrei for his first run. Very nice initiation from him. Going into 2 and 3 very nicely. Taking 5th and 6th also. Maybe a little bit too less of an angle, but other than that, definitely a solid run. Say a safe run from Andrei. An 89. Wow. I'm guessing that puts him in P1 of qualifying so far. Now, off he goes for his second run. Let's see if he can push more than 90 points. Oh, and completely does the wrong type of initiation, doing a very weird weight transfer. But other than that, an 89. I'm guessing he was already happy, which might explain the weird initiation from him. Now Kuskov Alexander going to the start line, warming up his tires whilst he's at it. Now, let's see how this goes for Alexander. Very weird initiation nonetheless. A very shallow angle, and that grants him a 0, which is unfortunate. Let's hope for his second run he can do a better initiation and get some points on the board. Now off he goes for his second run. Doing a better job of initiation, just about missing inside 2 and 3, but transitions into the third clicking zone very nicely. Taking 5th and 6th and 7th also very well. Oh, missing outside zone 8 and 9 completely, and just about gets into outside zone 10. 20 points for his second run. Better luck next time. And now Ruslan Zaminski to the start line. Sorry if I'm saying any of the names wrong. That is my bad and my apologies. So now Ruslan goes for his first run. Very aggressive initiation, but just about missing the first outside zone, taking 2nd and 3rd insides very nicely, as well as the 4th. Also doing a good job on 5, 6, and 7, going into 8th, putting 2 wheels off track, just about taking 9th and misses 10th completely, and goes off track, which grants him a 0. Very unfortunate, but he still has 1 run left in the bag, so let's hope he makes it count. And off he goes for his second run. Putting 2 wheels off track, definitely going a little bit offline, and that will probably grant him a 0. Probably because of a bad initiation and just an unchaseable run. It's very unfortunate, and he spins out. Definitely very sad. That is Group 2 now done with, and Group 3 will be starting shortly. All right. Group 3 is now ready. They had a little bit of a practice session and they are now going to be called to the line one by one in just a moment. Alright, Tarasov, off he goes for his first run. And doing a very nice job so far. Definitely one of the more cleaner runs today. Very nice on all of the clipping zones, going into 8th now. Taking it just as well as any other into 9th and 10th very well. Definitely a very, very clean run from Tarasov. .92 for Tarasov's first run. Off he goes for his second run now. Very nice initiation. Doing just a clean job as any other. Very nice from Tarasov. Definitely very nice on all the clipping zones, going from edge to edge. So very happy for whoever gets him in top 32, as you will be able to push as hard as you can, as you know he's going to do a good job. And an 87 for his second run. Rodion Bobilev to the start line. And off it goes. Definitely had a fun time with this dude in practice as well. So let's hope he can do a good job. But as I can see, definitely very sloppy so far, missing about half the clipping zones for the first half of the track. Which is definitely unfortunate, going to have a lot of points deducted. But other than that, doing a great job on the second half of the run. .54 for his first run. Let's hope he can do something better for his second run. Doing a better job on initiation, second and third inside, taking fourth, almost stalling up, going almost into the no-go zone. This could be considered unchaseable, as the chase would just have nowhere else to go, forcing them into the no-go zone. Definitely not a 0, hopefully, but will there be points deducted? 66 for his second run, which is definitely better than the 54 for his first. Now F. Doherty to the line. And off he goes for his first run. Doing a very nice job so far, going to the edge of the track, which is definitely what the judges want to see. Ooh, almost going into the no-go zone, putting almost 2 wheels off track, picking 8th outside zone very nicely. Same with a 9 and 10. 58 for his first run. Let's hope his second run will be a little bit better. Guessing he's hoping for a 70-point run or an 80-point run now. Let's see what he can do, and off he goes. Ooh. Almost going straight there. Maybe he did go straight. Not sure what the judges are going to count that as, but could be a very major point deduction. Almost putting 2 wheels off track with the front. But other than that, doing a clean run, but doing a bunch of mistakes. 55 for his second run, which is very unfortunate. Vadim Antropov to the start line now. And off goes Vadim for his first run. Doing a very aggressive initiation. Taking inside 2 and 3 very nicely. Putting on a lot of angle for the 4th outside zone. Taking 5th and 6th very shallow. Taking 8th outside zone so-so, and doing a pretty good job on 9th and 10th. A 60 for Vadim's first run. And off he goes for his second run. Doing a pretty nice initiation so far. Doing a pretty solid job for his second run so far, taking most of the flipping zones very nicely. In 9th and 10th very nicely as well. .68 for his second run. Now Matej Oravec to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a pretty clean initiation, taking inside 2 and 3 very nicely. Going into the 4th flipping zone along the edge of the track. A very, very nice run so far from Oravec, taking 8th outside zone very nicely, as well as 9th and 10th. Definitely one of the better runs today. Could be a lot of points for Matej Oravec. At 73. Now let's see what he can do for his second run, and off he goes. A little bit shallow on 2 and 3, taking the 4th zone very nicely. Missing 5th and 6th just about, but taking 7th and 8th very well. As well as 9th and 10th outside and inside zones. Is it going to be better than his first run? I doubt it, but still a very good effort from Oravec. 68 for his second run. Now Pavel Vavola to start line. Off goes Pavel for his first run. Doing a very nice job on initiation, almost doing a reverse entry. Taking second and third inside zone very nicely, as well as the fourth, maybe just a little bit shallow. But from what I can tell, the judges have given him a 0 for reverse entry, and he would have still gotten a 0 as 2 wheels off track. This is very unfortunate. Now as he goes to start line for his second run, and off he goes. Doing a very aggressive flick, missing outside zone 2. Doing a lot of corrections, missing out inside zone 2 as well. Taking 5, 6, 7, and 8 clipping zones very nicely. Doing a very snappy transition into 10, but still a lot of mistakes from the first half of the track. 35 for his second run. Very unfortunate. Now Semen Novikov going to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Taking 2 and 3 clipping zones also very nicely, as well as the fourth. Taking 5th, 6th, and 7th also very nice, putting them in the bag. Doing 8th, 9th, and 10th as well. Definitely a solid run from Novikov. Definitely going to be some nice points. An 88 for his first run. Let's see if he can get more than 90 for his second. Just go that bit more aggressive. And off he goes. Let's see what happens. Very nice job on initiation, just maybe putting one wheel off track. Taking second and third clipping zones very nicely, as well as the fourth. Doing a good job on 5th, 6th, and 7th. Doing 8th perfectly as well, almost going to the edge of the track. Doing 9th and 10th very nicely with quick transitions. Definitely what the judges are looking for. Definitely one of the more textbook runs, as we would say. See what the judges think. An 89 for his second run. Almost getting that 90, but not just quite. Now, Artem to the start line. Now, let's see how this goes for Artem. Doing pretty much a reverse entry that might render him a 0, but doing an alright job on the track. Going very shallow on most of the outside zones. Taking 7th and 8th just about. Missing the 9th clipping zone and taking the 10th. Definitely not the best run today, but going to be a small amount of points from my point of view, but maybe the judges saw something else. 69 for his first run. And off he goes. Ooh, putting maybe 2 wheels into the no-go zone. Maybe not, but still doing a pretty alright job nonetheless. Taking 8th, missing 9th, but taking 10th as well. Is it better than his first run? I'm not sure. Let's see what the judges think. And Artem for his second run is going to get a 59 points. And that is... And we are going to move on to Group 4 in just a moment. Group 4 is now having a little bit of a practice session as they wait for all drivers to come along, and they will be stopping practice and starting shortly. This is now stopped, and Bogdan and Grinko to the start line. And a very good looking 400Z, and off he goes. Doing an alright job on initiation, taking second, just about missing third, a little bit shallow on the fourth, a little bit shallow on fifth, but taking sixth and seventh. Going into eighth now, taking it as well as he can, and taking ninth and 10th. Definitely so far a safe run from Bogdan. 60 points on the board for him so far. Let's hope his second run could at least grant him a 75 plus. Doing a pretty good job on initiation, maybe just putting one wheel off track. Taking second, third, and fourth pretty well. A little bit shallow on fifth, but taking sixth, seventh, and eighth just about. Ninth and 10th also doing a great job there. Definitely a very similar run to his first. 62 for his second run. Now Stas Perepelkin to the start. Now let's see how this goes for Stas. Off he goes, already banging the rev limiter. Almost doing a reverse entry for his initiation. Missing out inside 2, taking 3, just about misses 4. Misses 5, but takes 6th and 7th. Almost spinning out, doing a very, very shallow angle, which is going to take away a lot of points. 30 points for Stas. Let's hope he knows what he needs to correct now and get something better for his second run. And now off he goes. Oh, doing a reverse entry and pretty much spinning out. Definitely could be a 0, as in my eyes that is very much unchaseable. So there's pretty much nothing to judge on this run anymore from where I'm sitting, but maybe the judges see otherwise. $35 for his second run. Now Vladislav Yaklin to the start line. And off he goes. Pretty alright initiation. Taking second and third very nicely. Going into fourth, also on the edge of the track. Very shallow on fifth, but taking sixth and seventh very well. Going into eighth, also taking it very nicely. And ninth and 10th also doing a great job there. A 94 for Vladislav Yakelin for his first run. That is most likely the highest result so far, putting him right into P1. And now let's see what he can do for his second run, if he can maybe even do a better job. Very nice initiation, taking second and third clipping zones very nicely, as well as fourth going to the edge of the track, which is just what the judges want to see, taking fifth and sixth very nicely. taking 7th as well, doing 8th as well as he can, taking 9th and 10th also very nicely. Two very clean runs from Vladislav Yakulin. He's definitely going to be happy with the 94 so far, so I'm guessing he doesn't care what he gets for his second run. And for his second run, he got another 94. Two very equal runs from Vladislav. And now Ahib Mashurun to the start line. Now let's see what he can do, if he can get anything better than Vladislav. Doing an alright job on initiation. Just about missing inside 3, but taking outside 4 very nicely. A little bit shallow on 5th, but taking 6th very nice, as well as 7th. Doing a fantastic job on 8th, taking 9th very nice, and just a little bit of too much of a transition. Might get some points deducted right there. A 0. I'm guessing it was for either initiation or that very, very snappy transition. That would most likely cause the chase to crash into you. Now as he goes back to start line, waiting for the go-ahead for his second run. And off he goes. Doing a very nice job on initiation, taking 2nd and 3rd clipping zones very nicely, as well as 4th going straight to the edge of the track. Definitely very clean, taking 5th and 6th and 7th as well very nicely. Doing a great job on 8th and going very deep into 9th. And just a little bit shallow on 10th. So a very nice run from Ahib. An 80. Definitely going to be happy with that. And Nikolay Groshev to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Taking 2nd and 3rd, just like the judges wanted. Going straight to the edge of the track for 4th. Taking 5th, 6th and 7th very nicely as well. Doing a fantastic job on 8th, taking 9th and 10th with a very nice precision. Wow, definitely a very nice run from Nikolay Groshev in my eyes. Let's hope the judges think the same way I do. Giving him an 81 for his first run. Now as he goes to start line to second run, and off he goes. Doing a very nice job so far. Just how the judges wanted him to do. Definitely doing a great job on all of the clipping zones so far. Going very deep into 8th, taking 9th and 10th very well. And doing a mini 360 to finish it off, and he goes into the grass. Two very, very nice runs from Nikolay Groshev. An 88 for his second run. Definitely going to be happy with that. I would be too. And now Now Seraphim Murakin to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very nice initiation. Taking second, just about missing third. Putting on a lot of angle. Slowing down just a tad. Taking 5th, 6th, and 7th pretty nicely. Doing a good job on 8th, as well as 9th and 10th. Doing a good job there. And let's see how much he got for his first run. 65. Now, let's see what he can do for his second run. And off he goes. Doing a very aggressive initiation, almost a backwards. Taking second and third nicely as well. Doing a very nice job on 5th, 6th, and 7th. Going into 8th, doing a fantastic job there. Taking 9th and 10th very nicely. Definitely a good run from Seraphim. $70 on the board for his second run. Now Vitaly to the start line. Doing a very nice job on initiation, taking second and third, just maybe a little bit too shallow on third. Just about missing it, but taking it nonetheless. Doing a very good job on 5th, 6th, and 7th. As he goes into 8th on the track border, just putting one wheel off the track twice, which is most likely minus 10 points from what I know, as one wheel off track is around 5 points minus. 52 for his first run. Let's hope he doesn't put any more wheels off track and does a better run for his second lap. And now off he goes. Missing outside zone 2, as well as third, also missing 4th, very sloppy run, missing 5th, but taking 6th, 7th, and 8th, putting on a little bit too much angle, just about missing 9th, but gets there, taking 10th. 40 points for Vitaly Berezhony. Sorry if I said that wrong. And now M. Saleh to the start line. And now off he goes, the final driver for Group 4. Doing very aggressive initiation, just a little bit too aggressive as he misses inside 2, but takes inside 3 and outside 4. Doing a good job on 5th, but a little bit shallow on 6th. Going into 8th, doing a pretty good job, taking 9th and 10th. Again, definitely a 50-50 type run. Let's see what the judges think. A 63 for his first run. As I said, definitely one of the more like 50-50 runs. So let's hope he can go that bit more aggressive for his second run and get like 70 plus. He would definitely be very happy with that. A little bit shallow on the first outside zone, taking second and third insides very nicely, transitioning into fourth, doing also a great job. A little bit shallow on fifth, but taking sixth and seventh very well. Into eighth he goes, almost putting a wheel off track, but not quite. Taking ninth and 10th very nicely once more. Definitely a good job from Saleh. 65 for his second run. And with that, Group 4 is now done with. Short break and practice for Group 5 will ensue, and yeah, Group 5 will soon be starting. Group 5 is now gathering drivers, doing a little short practice session, and they will be starting soon enough. It's now stopped, and drivers are soon going to be called to the line. Tyler Milligan to the start line. Let's see how this goes for Tyler. And off he goes. First run for Group 5. Let's see what he can... Oh, going straight. Just something gone wrong there. Maybe his handbrake didn't activate or something, but something definitely went wrong. Let's hope in the second run he can at least do something. Let's hope his handbrake or whatever works this time. And off he goes. Ooh. Very unfortunate for Tyler Milligan. Another 0. Let's hope next time he'll have some better luck. Now Pavel to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very 50-50 job on initiation, taking second and third very nicely. Taking fourth along the edge of the track. Taking fifth, sixth, and seventh also very nicely. Doing eighth, ninth, and of course 10th also very well. Definitely a solid run from Pavel. Could have maybe used a little bit more aggression, but nonetheless, still a very, very good run. An 84 for his first run. Oh, 83. And off he goes for his second run. Let's see if he can get that 90 plus. Doing a better job on initiation than his last run, so now he just has to do the same as he did for his first run. Doing a very nice job so far, taking 5th, 6th, and 7th, maybe even better than last time. Taking 8th also very nicely. Doing 9th and 10th very well. Just like last run. So let's hope he can get that 90 plus. Even at that, an 83 is still very good. And an 86 for his second run, so he's definitely going to be happy with that result. Simokov Alexander off to the start line. Now let's see how this is going to play out. And off he goes. Doing a pretty alright job on initiation, taking second, just about missing third, putting on a lot of angle, which is definitely going to get some points deducted. Doing an alright job on 5th, just a little shallow on 6th, taking 7th and 8th very nicely. Ooh, putting a few wheels off track, putting him offline, just about missing 9th, but takes 10th. Might put him in a 0 for the wheels off track, but I'm not sure if it was 2 or 1 wheels, so maybe it's just points deducted. 56 for his first run, definitely could have gotten a 65 or maybe even 70 if he didn't mess up towards the end, but off he goes for his second run now. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Very nice on second and third clipping zones. Just shallow of 4th. Clutch kicking the hell out of this car. Missing 5th, but taking 6th and 7th. Into 8th he goes. Taking it as best as he can. Going into 9th and 10th. Still a few mistakes here and there, but in my eyes definitely better than his first run. Or maybe just similar. So now let's see how much he gets. 35. Must have done some very critical mistakes, which I just happened to miss. But now Vitaly Isaev to the start line. And off he goes. Another very good driver, always getting loads of points, so let's hope this isn't any exception. Doing very nice on initiation, taking second and third very nicely as well. Doing 4th zone, just as the judges wanted him to. Taking 5th, 6th and 7th very nicely once more. Doing 8th zone on the edge of the clipping zone drawings. Doing a very snappy transition into 10th. And a very nice run from Vitaly Isaev. '94. And off he goes for his second run. Let's see if he can do even better for his second run. Doing a very nice job on the track so far. Definitely Vitaly is one of those drivers you can trust if you get him in your top 32, so you can just push as hard as you can and know that he's going to do well. And 96, most likely putting him in E1 for qualifying so far. Now Vladimir Krotov to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Taking second and third very nicely. Taking the 4th clipping zone also. Just about missing 5th, but taking 6th and 7th. But I'd say just a little bit more angle and it would be even better, but as well definitely did a good job, but still I'd say required a little bit more angle in some places as he was almost going straight from what I was seeing. An 88 for his first run. If he put on some more angle in those places, definitely could have gotten 90 plus, but off he goes for his second run. Missed shifting, putting the car maybe into a very low gear as I heard him clutch kicking a bunch of times. But other than that, still doing a very good job on the track. So far, very similar run from Vladimir Krotov. Will most likely give him a very similar result and doing a 360 to finish it off. Yep, as I said, a very similar run, but still 1 or 2 mistakes, an 83 nonetheless. Now Arseny Pavlinic? Sorry if I said that wrong. That is my apologies, my bad. But Arseny now goes for his first run. This is the final driver for Group 5. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Just about missing out inside 3. A little bit shallow in outside 4. But doing a good job on 5th, 6th, and 7th. We'll just stalling up a little bit, maybe putting in the wrong gear or something. Very unfortunate, but that renders him a 0 for straining out. And off he goes for his second run now. Doing definitely a very nice job on initiation. Taking second and third clipping zones very nicely, as well as the fourth. Clutch kicking a little bit too much, maybe, causing him to strain out a little bit, which might render him a 0 or a very fat point deduction. But other than that, still doing what he's needed and took all the clipping zones, but still gets a 0, and I'm guessing it was for him straining out almost. That is Group 5 done with, and now Group 6 is going to drive shortly, as well as I'm going to drive, so see you there. Is now doing practice, along as I'm doing practice as well. I'm the final driver in Group 6, and Group 6 will have their little practice session and will soon be starting. This has now stopped, and first drivers of Group 6 are going to be going to the start line shortly. Alexander Seryuk to the start line. As Alexander is waiting for the go-ahead to start in Group 6's first run. And he's given the go-ahead, and off he goes. Doing a 50-50 job on initiation, taking it inside 2 and 3 very nicely, as well as 4th outside. Doing pretty well on 5th, 6th and 7th flipping zones, taking 8th very nicely. And doing 9th and 10th also pretty alright. Definitely could have done better in some places, and a 91 still at that. He could definitely get something better for his second run, maybe even a 95 plus. Let's see how this goes. Doing a very nice job so far. Going into 5th, 6th and 7th, also a little bit shallow on 5th and 6th I would say, but still a good job nonetheless, as they were still taken. Doing 9th and 10th, also very nice with some clean transitions, and doing a 360 to finish it off. 94, almost a 95 I predicted. Close enough either way. Alexander Drebeda to the start line. Also did practice runs with Drebeda, and definitely pretty good driver, so let's hope his qualification goes well. And off he goes. Oof, completely missing outside zone 1. Just maybe a little too much angle, and misses outside zone 3. Loads of angle, going very slow into 5th and 6th. Now only now gaining up some speed, going into 8th. Doing a good job there. A little bit shallow on 9th, and doing a good job on 10th. 30 points for his first run. Let's hope his second run is going to be better, as I know he can definitely do a better job. And off he goes. This time doing initiation, but a little bit too aggressive, and that might count as a reverse entry, which is prohibited. But still, doing a very nice job on the track. Just the first half was a little bit sloppy, missing 9th though, and almost spinning out on the 10th. Let's see how this goes. And for his second run, he only got a 32, which will definitely not be enough to get past qualifying, which is unfortunate. Maybe being nervous got to him. But now Lopatin Ilya to the start line. And off they go. Doing a nice job in initiation. pretty well so far. A lot of gear changes happening from his side. Missing 9th. And also just about missing 10th. Going very, very shallow, just about touching that clipping zone. A lot of mistakes were made. 52 either way. Now let's hope his second run is going to be just that tad bit better. Oh, going into the no-go zone with 2 wheels. Most likely it renders him a 0. So there's not much to be judged here. Still a little bit heavy on the foot brake there. Very unfortunate. But, yep, as the judges have confirmed, it is a 0. Anton Antisferov, also a good driver from practice, from what I can remember, so let's hope his qualification is going to be as good as he was in practice. And off he goes. Doing a pretty good job on initiation, taking inside 2 and 3 very nicely, going into 4th. Doing a great job there. Doing very nice on the track so far. We'll definitely put some points on the board for Anton. And let's see how many points he is actually going to get. Goes back to the start line for his second run. 62 might be enough to get past qualification, but might just be on the edge. Now as he goes for his second run, hoping to get maybe a 70 plus. Going a little bit shallow there. Missing inside zone 3, going into outside zone 4. Doing 5th, 6th and 7th clipping zones pretty nicely. Going into 8th, doing the right job. Maybe putting one wheel off track, but that might just be my mind playing with me. And just about missing 10th. Very similar run, maybe just that tad bit worse. 40 for Anton for his second run, which is very unfortunate. Now Vladimir to the start line. And off he goes. Ooh. Very sloppy job for first half of the track, missing almost every turn, almost stalling up the car. Yep, and he goes off track, definitely very unfortunate. A 0 for Vladimir. And off he goes for his second run. At least just a little bit better of a job, but still most likely going to be a 0 or like 10 points max, as he's almost going straight. Definitely a very unfortunate situation for Vladimir. $10 points, as I said. Very unfortunate. Now Lucas Vargas to the start line. A very nice SMK Toyota Supra Mark II. Oh, Toyota Mark II. My apologies. Definitely one of the more unique cars on the grid as well. And off he goes. Been very nice on initiation. Taking inside 2. Oh, but nonetheless, a 0 for double initiation. Which is very unfortunate. Let's hope he doesn't double initiate for his second run, using what's left of his run for practice. Feeling out the track, and back to start line he goes for his second run. And off he goes. Also a very sloppy job. Another 0 for double initiation, which is unfortunate. And now it is my turn, so wish me luck. .56 and a 52 on the board for me. The nervousness definitely got the best of me. But that is Group 6 over with. And on to Group 7. and off he goes. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Taking second and third flipping zones also very nicely. So far doing good job. Into 8th he goes. Taking 9th and 10th also very nicely. Goes back to start line for his second run. 57 on the board. Oh, 58, my bad. And Zaid is going for his second run now. Doing a pretty alright job so far. Being 5th, 6th and 7th also very nicely. Going into 8th. Almost putting a wheel off track, but not quite. Doing also a very nice job. Should be better than his first run, hopefully. And a 50 on the board for Zaid. Gregory to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a very nice job so far, going very aggressive with it. Doing a splendid job so far, taking 8th zone very nicely, as well as the 9th and the 8th. Definitely in my eyes, a 80+ point run. So let's see how this goes. '92 for his first run. Definitely very nice. He's definitely going to be happy with that, so let's see how it goes for his second run. Doing a very good job as well. Very clean, there's just not much to say anymore when the run is just that good. Definitely also a driver you can trust when doing tandem battles. And a 78 for his second run. Definitely might have made some mistakes I did not see, but still a 92 for his first run. Definitely going to be happy with that. And Dennis for his first run now. Doing a very nice initiation, but missing inside 2, just like I did, sadly. It takes 3 and goes into 4th very nicely. Doing a good job on 6th and 7th, just a little bit shallow on 5th maybe. Going into 8th now, just a little bit shallow of the end. Taking 9th and 10th also very nicely. Judges taking a while to give points. Maybe they saw something that they did not like. And a 60 for his first run. Now off he goes. Doing a great job on initiation. Very nice on second and third, going into fourth. Definitely doing a good job so far. Definitely very nice from Dennis. And a 50 for his second run. Yao Lucas to the start line in maybe the only Mustang on the grid from what I've seen. Definitely a very cool RTR Mustang. Let's see what he gets for his first run. Ooh, just overshooting it a little bit too much. Missing second and third, but gets into fourth just about. Ooh, almost straightening there. Definitely going to be a massive point reduction, as that is a very, very big correction. Missing outside zone 8. But taking 9th and 10th, just about. $25 points for his first run. So let's see how it goes for his second run. Doing an alright job on initiation. A little bit shallow on inside 2, but takes 2 and 3. Just as he should, going to the edge of the track, putting 2 wheels off track, which might render him a 0, making a very big correction. And yep, that is a 0 for Yao Lucas. Definitely very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now Roman Kolosev to the start line. And off he goes, doing a very nice job on initiation. Just about making it to inside 2, just about inside 3 as well, and just about outside 4. But goes and makes it to 5th, 6th, and 7th clipping zones. Doing a fantastic job on outside 8, inside 9, and inside 10. Definitely a little bit shallow on the first half of the track, so if he can fix that, he could definitely get way more. $75 for his first run, and off he goes for his second. But also pretty much the same mistakes as he did for his first run. Very shallow in the first half of the track, but now getting into the rhythm and doing a better job. Oh, putting maybe 2 wheels off track, maybe not quite, but definitely a few more mistakes than his first run from what I can see. And a 50 for his second run. But with a 75, should definitely be able to get through into tandem battles. Now Gustavo Ferreira to the start line. He goes, and let's see. Doing a pretty alright job, maybe a few mistakes here and there. Taking 9th and 10th also very, very nicely. .76 for Gustavo for his first run. An 80. Correction from the judges. And now off he goes for his second run. Almost over-rotating it right there, but saves it. But slowing down just a little bit too much. Judges are not going to like that. Definitely making some mistakes here and there as well. A little bit shallow on inside 9, but taking 10. Not sure if it's better than his first run. Yep, just as I thought, a 51 for his second run. 52, judges a correction. Now Alexander Element goes to the start line. One of the best drivers in this competition. That is, of course, my opinion. Some of you might disagree, but definitely a very solid driver. Let's see what he's able to do. Doing a very nice job on initiation, taking inside 2 and 3 very nicely, going into outside 4 on the edge of the track. A little bit shallow on 5th, taking 6th and 7th very nicely. Transitioning into 8th, also going along the edge of the track, taking 9th and 10th very nicely as well. Could go just a tad bit deeper in 1 or 2 places, but other than that, very clean run from Alexander Element. 95 for his first run. And off he goes for his second run. Doing a very good job on initiation. Maybe just a little bit shallow on inside 3, but that might have just been my eyes playing a trick. A little bit shallow on outside 5, I mean. Into 8 he goes. Doing a good job on 9th and 10th as well. .96. Definitely a very good job from Alexander Element. Now Artem Kopka to the start line. Ooh, just missing inside 2. Almost over-rotating it, slowing down a bunch. Oh, he already knew that was a 0, so he just insta went to pits. Fortunate, but let's see if he can do any better. And off he goes. Doing a way better job than he was in his first run, and ooh, just over-rotating. That might render it unchaseable or just a very, very big point deduction. Yep, as I said, a 0, and with that, that is Group 7 done with, if I'm not mistaken. Very good effort from Group 7, definitely a very powerful group in terms of drivers, getting very good results. Now there's going to be a short break, and soon going to be, driving. practicing, and they're soon going to start their runs. So I'll get back to you shortly. The shortly is now over as practice has now been stopped, and first runs are going to be starting any time now. Grigory Andreev to the start line, and he is already there. So let's see how this goes for Andreev as he goes off the line. Doing a fantastic job so far. Just maybe a little bit shallow on a few of the zones, but other than that, going into 8th, taking it pretty well. Doing a very nice job. An 83 on the board for Andreev for his first run. Let's see how this goes for his second run. Doing a very nice job on initiation. Going into inside 2 and 3, going into 4th now. Doing definitely a very good job. Just a little bit shallow of 5th and 6th zone, but taking 7th and 8th very nicely. Taking 9th and 10th nicely as well. .93 for his second run. Edgar Tomasevic to the start line. And off he goes. Almost doing a burst entry. Definitely putting on loads of angle, which judges might not like that, but still going from edge to edge of the track, doing a very nice job so far. But his entry and burst inside might put a leg in front of him and pull his score down by quite a bit. Other than that, definitely a very solid run from Edgar. .68 on the board. So very nice on initiation once more. Ooh, might have put 2 wheels off track, but I have been 1, and that taking all the clipping zones as he should, going as far as somebody can. Definitely doing a very nice job. But still, there were a few mistakes nonetheless. And a 69 for his second run. Very nice. Now Roman Fedorov going to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a pretty alright job on initiation, taking inside 2 and 3 very nicely. Going to the edge of the track before doing pretty well on 5th and 6th, and of course 7th. Then going into 8th, also doing a very clean job there. Taking 9th and 10th very nicely once more. And a 70 for his first run, and off he goes for his second run now. Doing a very solid job once more. Definitely a clean run from Roman Fedorov. And his second run will grant him a 74, which is definitely a respectable amount. Now Roman Kandratsenka to the start line. So if I pronounced that wrong. And off they go. Doing very well on initiation. Taking the second and third very nicely, as well as the fourth. Taking 5th, 6th, and 7th beautifully. Going into 8th, doing a solid job there. And 9th and 10th was a very snappy transition from Raman. A 96 for their first run. That is one of the best results today, and off they go for their second run, almost doing, maybe even doing a reverse entry, which might grant them a 0. Yep. Still using this as like a sort of a practice run, but not going to be sad about the 0 as they already got a 96. Now Artem Kolesnik to the start line. And off they go. So far doing a very nice job. Doing it clean, just a safe run. Ooh, maybe putting a few wheels off track there. Causing him to do maybe a few corrections, as the dirt probably confused him. Other than that, still a very clean, safe run. 69 for Artem. And run 2, off he goes. Into initiation he goes, almost doing a reverse entry there, which would have been prohibited. Maybe he did. But still also doing another very safe run, just to put some points on the board. Which is very nice. And Artem for his second run is going to get another 69, so 2 very much equal and safe runs. Arseny to the start line. Warming up his tires before his run so he can just get that little bit of extra grip. And off he goes. doing a very interesting initiation. Taking inside 2 and 3, going into 4th, doing a very nice job. Bashing the rev limiter along as he goes. Doing a pretty good job on all the living zones that were left, and also a very safe run. And for his first run, he's going to get, let's see, once again he's warming up his tires before his run. 79 for his first run, and off he goes. Doing a very aggressive initiation, going into inside 2 and 3. Ooh, just going off track, granting him a 0, but he will still be happy with the 79 nonetheless. Now Alexander Adamovich to start line. And off he goes, doing a very aggressive initiation, taking inside 2, just about into inside 3, taking a 4th along the edge of the track. Doing a good job so far, taking 6 and 7, going into 8th, doing a very nice job in 8th clipping zone, taking 9th and 10th, just how the judges put. Definitely also a very good run, definitely safe. 69 for Alexander Adamovich for his first run. Let's see what he can get for his second run now. Doing a very nice job. Also, just another safe run, not much to say there. Not many mistakes, maybe a few here and there, but still one of the more safe runs. 79 and nonetheless, so it wasn't as safe as his first. And that is Group 8 done with, and now I'm guessing we are moving on to Health Group. So we will be going to Health Group shortly. health group is now doing some practice laps. And they are soon going to start. So we'll get back to you then. This has now stopped, and drivers are soon going to be pulled up. Safe Mahadi going to the start line. And off it goes. So far doing a very good job. Ooh, just almost putting one wheel off track, putting him a little bit off his line. But nonetheless, it was a more of a safe run, but I think it's still a good run. .75 for Safe Mahadi. And now off he goes for his second run. So far doing a very good job. Very nice, not shallow anywhere so far. Oh, I hate being sick. And Safe Mahadi doing a very nice second run, finishing it off with a 360. And let's see how much he gets. A 69 for his second run, 2 safe runs. Now Ahmed goes to the start line. And off he goes. Doing a good job on initiation, but just shallowing out a lot. He already knew that was a 0, so he just went back to pits. Let's hope his second lap will be better. Going very aggressive on initiation, trying to get the maximum points. But still just stalling up a little bit. Taking 5th, 6th, and 7th also very nicely. Doing pretty well so far. Doing a nice job. But is it going to be enough to get past qualifying? Who knows? A 59, and that will sadly not be enough. Now Andrei Popov doing his first lap. Going for a safer run, putting a few wheels off track. But still nonetheless a 0, which is unfortunate. Off he goes for his second run now. Doing a 50-50 job, but still just a little bit short. Charlotte on a few of the zones, but taking 5th, 6th and 7th pretty well. Could have went a little bit deeper into them, but taking 9th and 10th also pretty adequately. And a 20 points, which is very unfortunate. Now Dmitry Shishkov going to the line. And up he goes, doing very nice initiation, going into 2nd and 3rd very nicely, taking 4th pretty adequately as well, taking 5th, 6th and 7th just as the judges want, doing a very nice job on 8th. Ooh, just a little bit too much angle and almost doesn't make it to 9th, but takes 10th. Definitely going to be a bigger mistake on his hand. A 55. And off he goes for his second run. The final run of health group and doing not so bad. Misses inside 3, takes outside 4, goes into 5th and 6th. Putting 2 wheels off track, which, and he straightens. Very unfortunate. And for that is now health group over with. Qualification is done. Now a 30 or so minute break is going to happen, then there will be tandems briefing and then the tandems themselves. So now you can go take a break and make yourself some food, enjoy a drink, and we will be back to you shortly.